Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Very important verse, and I reiterate and take that as my prelude for the day. And we will be seeing why this verse is cardinal. We will see its importance pop straight back again a little later. Valmiki talking about Rama here. Dharme stito dharmyamuvacha vakyam. One who is situated in dharma can speak words of dharma. Yata saeva arhati tatra vaktum. So who deserves to speak? That is the person who is speaking. This is Valmiki's commentary. Rama centered on righteousness. Again addressed his mother who had fainted, and Lakshmana was deeply depressed. As his words were consistent with righteousness, he alone was competent to speak that way. So, Achar and Prachar, these are very, very important points. If we are going to speak without practicing that particular aspect of dharma, why would anybody want to follow or hear that from us or even respect that? In fact, it will be a mockery of that principle that we are trying to enunciate. So, basically Rama is giving advice to Lakshmana on how to do and what to do. Dharmartha kama kalutata loke. Dharma, artha, kama, kalu is not. Oh, my dear brother, in this world, dharmartha kama kalutata loke. Samikshita karma phala uddeshu. Samikshita dharma phala uddeshu. Uska uddesh kya hai? What is the understanding? This is considered as dharma phala. This is being born out of dharma. That's the most important point that is made. That is, dharma, artha, kama, kaluta, taloke. Whether it is dharma, artha, kama, all these activities are segments of dharma. They are including the word dharma also there. So out of dharma is born artha and kama. So here Rama is addressing a particular aspect. Let's listen to this properly. Te tatra sarve syuhu anshaya amshayam me. Te tatra sarve. All of these are an amsha of dharma. Please understand, dharma, artha, kama. Rather, artha and kama are a significant result of doing dharma. So Rama is saying that. Therefore, he says, Bharyeva Vashya, just as a wife, by her very nature. This is Dwapara Yuga's story. So, just as a wife by nature is controlled, just like that, Artha and Kama are by nature born out of Dharma. This is Rama speaking about Satya Yuga, I believe, Dwapara Yuga there. Abhimata Suputra. This is the next quality. Abhimata Suputra. Sons who are obedient. So, just as it is being talked about, Treta Yuga, which is Yuga 2. Krita Yuga or Satya Yuga, the first Yuga. Treta, the second Yuga where Rama appeared. Dwapara Yuga where Krishna appeared, and Kali where we are. So, there's a gap Yuga there. In the gap, there's a lot that's happened. But what is the rule? The rule is Bharye Vashya Abhimata Suputra. Like obedience in a wife and love. Abhimata Suputra means love. This is not talking about the father. It says love for the mother in good sons. Good sons are naturally have a lot of love and affection for the mother. And they are ready to abide. They don't want to see the mother in tears. They want to see what they can do for the mother. That's a very, very important trait. Just like that, just like the boys are naturally, drawn towards being affectionate towards the mother, just as the wife is drawn to be under the control of the husband. These are important traits to understand. In a similar manner, we need to understand Artha and Kama are naturally subservient to dharma. From dharma flow these. Can you give me one verse in the Gita which talks about dharma, artha, kama and how kama should be subservient to dharma? Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. Krishna is saying that dharma, which is dharma aviruddha kama, that is me. But dharma viruddha kama, that's a problem. Therefore, dharma is the ethos and artha and kama fit into the big picture there. So here, that's what Rama is telling here to Lakshmana, that please understand, ultimately to dharma, artha and kama are subservient. Now they are sending me to the forest. It means I don't have artha and therefore kama is restricted, all my desires are restricted. But how did I make this decision? This he is explaining beautifully to Lakshmana. This is the next point he is making in the next verse. Yasminstu sarve syuhu asannivishta. He says, if all of these are asannivishta, dharma is available, but artha and kama is asannivishta if it is not present. So then what do you pick? You pick the kama, you pick the artha separately. Can you pick? No, there is no point in picking artha or kama separately. If you have to pick any one separately, that has to be dharma. Dharme yataha syat tat upakrameta. Then what should you do in this situation? If there is a situation where you are not able to get these three, normally these three come together. But if there is a situation that you don't get these three coming together as a package, do you pick kama? Do you pick artha? In this world, that's what's happening today. Everybody wants to pick the money. To hell with dharma, to hell with everything else for everybody. Give me the money. Or give me the desires. Fulfill the desires. Fulfill my material desires. Yes? That is kama. Who cares for dharma? But Rama is saying our priority should be the other way around. Now Rama is not only talking and preaching this. Look at the application in this situation. He is saying, listen, I am being bereft of kama and artha at this point in time. What am I pursuing? I am pursuing dharma. Because earlier in the verse he said, dharme stitaha satyam. Satya is one of the main points that dharma instills. And therefore I have to fulfill what satya, the tenet of satya, I have to uphold. And the other important thing is I have to uphold the words, the instructions of my father, which are according to dharma. And therefore, I traverse the path of dharma, though I am having to give up artha and kama at this point in time. So, Lakshmana, you don't have to worry about that. This is a decision that I have to take at this point in time in this manner. And he says, this is Rama's recommendation for every one of us. We need to think, are we taking the path of Rama? Or are we taking the path of kama or artha? Yes, that's a choice that we all have. So, dharme yatha syat tat upakrameta dveshyo bhavati artha parohi loke. What happens? In this world, people dislike greedy people. Yes, there are greedy people who will do things which are so bad for the world and just going to benefit ourselves. You pour all the effluents from all the factories into Ganga and Yamuna and look at what's happened with the lockdown. Suddenly Ganga and Yamuna are resplendent, clear, drinkable water out of nowhere. Yes, because the government has rules that you have to see that these effluents coming from these factories have to be processed properly and cannot be put into the rivers. The British came with a wonderful system of sending all the sewage into the rivers and making every river of India into a sewage recipient river. Very unfortunate. In the Vedic system, you are not allowed to go wash yourself in the main stream of water where everybody takes bath. So what about passing stool there? Yes. So this is not allowed. In the same way, people who are greedy will do anything by which they can make a few bucks. Kamatma atmata kalu apina prashasta. Same way, people who are just lusty, all these fellows who get named as people raping women, misbehaving with women, doing all these things, they should all be shot at sight or hung straight away. In the world generally doesn't like the greedy. Artha and kama. People who pursue these, the world doesn't like. Who does the world actually like? The world should like people who practice dharma. Is it the way of the world today? Cine Blitz, film fair, what's it all talking about? How, all these people and their affairs and, the ways of the world. It is, we are happy and proud to flout ourselves as either complete womenizers or alcohol or, there's a whole load of things. How we can be obnoxious to people also become famous. It's considered a joke in many ways. Yes. So unfortunate that people who are actually practicing dharma are not the ones who are the role models. The ones who are practicing kama and artha are the role models. Who is the best looking, or who is best at making love, who is best at making money. Those are the things that are famous today. If the actions which combine the three, dharma, artha, kama, cannot be performed, resort to righteousness, for one who seeks wealth is adored, and one who seeks fulfillment of desires does not attract admiration in this world. So, give up. This is what Rama is telling to himself. Give up artha and kama, pursue dharma and go for it. Then he says, why do I want to pursue this? There was this verse before where Lakshmana speaks, and Lakshmana says, even if it is a guru, raja or pita or vriddha, if he is not following the right direction, he should be sashana, he should be controlled, he should be chastised at that point in time. This is Lakshmana's quote. While Rama here is saying, Guruscha Raja cha Pita cha Vriddha. If one is Guru, the king, father, or an old person, in what circumstance can they make mistakes? Krodha praharsha yadi vapi kama. In krodha, in anger, they can make mistakes. Sometimes too angry, you can do something wild. Yadi vapi kama, or when they are influenced by lust. And if you see those situations, yat karyam vyadishet karyam avekshya dharmam, if they do activities, even in that situation, if they are giving you instructions, please consider this as your dharma, that you have to abide by that and go by that. Very difficult to really understand the application of this principle. But we need to be able to abide by it, because even if they are actually sensible people, even if it's a momentary lapse, it will come back straight in. Even if it is a momentary lapse, they will make up for it and do better good for us, just as Dasharatha was trying to do here at this point in time. So the next part of this verse says, Kastanna kuryat andrisham vrittikaha. Which heartless person will not obey the instruction of Guruscha Raja? Now, it's a difficult verse to understand. A guru who has spent his time, his blood, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati says, gallons of blood have been spent. Yes, in all those situations, a guru who has done so much, if there is a particular situation where the guru becomes angry on the disciple, then has the guru to be abandoned at that point in time? Or has the guru to be, no, even if it is, it may be a momentary thing, but it will come back into correction. or if it is Raja, if it is a king, king has a license to be sensuous. So at a point when he is in a manner or in a mood that is sensuous, and if he actually gives an instruction, it is not that you can disobey the orders of the king. You have to follow the orders of the king. Yes? And if something is wrong, he will definitely make up for it. If he is somebody who is dharmika, it will happen. Pita cha vriddha, or whether it is the father or the elders. So if there is something said in anger, done in anger, or too much in happiness, or sometimes under the influence of lust, yes, if something like that happens, one should not disobey, take a complete step against them and say, no, I will not follow anything. I cut off complete ties with you. This is not it. Everybody, what right do you have to say that? How perfect are you? Do you never err? Are you never under the influence of krodha? Are you never under the influence of kama? Do you never make mistakes? So why is it that they as elders cannot? Specifically when they get older? So these things, whenever a preceptor, an old man, a king and a father commands, whether it is out of anger, pleasure or passion, must be carried out as dharma, which heartless person will not do. And after having said that, Rama is saying, Savaina shaknomi pituh pratigya. Mata, hey Lakshmana, it's not possible for me. What is not possible? What is not possible for Rama? Rama is the person who made everything possible. What is not possible for Rama? It is not possible for me, Pituh Pratignya, to break what vow I have given to my father. Ima akartum sakalam yathavat, whatever, sakalam, everything, whatever I have committed to him as it is, I will perform, and I cannot stay away from that. This is Rama's words. After having said, he looks at Kaushalya. He says, Mate, are you forgetting? You have so much affection for me, but that doesn't mean you can give up your dharma. How can you say that you're going to run behind me like a cow running after its calf? As a mother, can you leave my father, who is so old, who is a person who is pursuing dharma, who is the king, who needs you at this point in time, specifically when Kaikeyi is not favorable to him? At this point, are you going to let him go? Let go of him? Is this the dharma of a mother? It is not possible for a mother to do something, go with her son, leaving her with her son unless she is a vidwa. It is not recommended. It is recommended that she should always be with her husband. Yes? And the husband with the wife. These are very, very important things. So that Rama is bringing that out here. Visheshatah sve pati vartamane. When your pati is vartamane, is available, specifically when he is available here. Katam svit anya vidavaiva. How can you think of going with me like a widow? How can you abandon him? This is when he needs you most. And then he is asking mother again, please permit me to go to the forest. Then he is saying, many times in this world, we opt for the glass and miss out on the diamond. Because sometimes the glass is presented so beautifully, the Swarovski, crystals or the other things. Much of it, some of it has at least some value. Some of the trinkets have no value. But many times if you see the young girls of today prefer the trinkets to actual gold or actual things of substance. Yes? The value is less important. How it looks is more important. How shiny, how it glitters is more important. So Rama is saying, am I going to be like that? Am I going to fall for the glass and let the diamond go? No. Vashohyaham kevala rajya karanam. If I am simply bound by the fact that I want to keep this kingdom, then adhirga kale natu devi jivite. Hey Devi, oh Mother, our lives are very short. Don't we realize that more than ever? The fear that our lives are very short. So he's saying our lives are very short. And you think I'm going to pursue Kevala Rajya Karanam only for the sake of the kingdom? What am I going to do for that sake? Vride avaram adya mahim adarma adarmataha. Am I going to take the path of adharma, not obeying the instructions of the elders, not leaving the kingdom for the sake of Satya, simply because I am attracted to the kingdom? Am I going to do that? I will not forsake this great glory of fulfilling my Father's promise. Look at what he is saying. The glory of fulfilling my Father's promise. I find myself glorious when I am actually abiding by my elders. I take pride in saying that I am an obedient son. Not in saying, oh, my father can say whatever, but you don't know, I don't obey all these people. I do whatever I want. That's not a very good zone to be in at all. That's not going to help anybody. Chakaratvam hridi jananim pradakshinam. And after saying that, hridi jananim pradakshinam, with all his heart, with all his love, and with all his affection, what did Rama do? He did one pradakshina of Kaushalya so that he takes her permission to move on. Many times we think that when an elder makes a mistake, they are impeccable and they cannot make mistakes, and if something goes wrong, they have to be written off, and then we lose, they lose their credibility. We have no respect for them. But this doesn't happen. I had touched upon this multiple times. You have to see Bhishma's story. Here is a father who is actually desirous of getting married to Satyavati. Yeah, and at that time, he wants to marry this fisherwoman. At that time, he's thinking, how will I come and share this with my son? So the minister is able to understand this, and then it gets communicated to Bhishma, and Bhishma comes and takes a vow that he will remain celibate. And same thing we see with Yayati, yes, who took the youth of his son and lived basis that for so many years. Now what we see in the Vedic system is people got married early and they had children early. So by the time somebody is 18, he is a father. And so by the time he is 36, he is a grandfather. You add another generation onto it. So probably the grandfather is still productive from a reproductive manner, that he is still having children when the grandson has his first child. That is very much possible also. So it's not that the generations are not so apart that their desires and their activities and their maturity is way above the rest, and they are completely far split out. That's not the Vedic thing. You're able to perceive. Now, other thing we need to see, when we look at our children, when we are most attached to our children, when our children cannot retort or reject or object to anything that we say or do. So when the child is less than 1 year, 1.5 years old, when it's just a childish prattle and has no option of its own, that's when we think we are everything for that child, and that's when our affection is strongest and most. When the child starts to become 1, 1.5, 2 and says, no, I don't want to eat this, then you say, what to do? I'm stuck. Yes, then starts anger and some little dislike start coming. Till then it's just pure love. Yes, you move into the next zone. And then from there you go to a time when the children are 15, 16, 18, when they are completely aloof, they make their own decisions in life. There is in most, there need be nothing congruent. That's today's concept. That there need be nothing congruent with what their parents are doing. Yes? Now, why am I suddenly moving into a different zone? A parent here has to let go. He has to let go and understand that you can't hold on to this for too long. You have to give them the freedom at some point in time. You have to understand that what is playing there is Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. They are playing the game. What is the Swabhava that we have given them as parents starts to play. And it need not be exactly in proportion to where our Dharma, Artha, Kama is. Their Dharma can be at different level. Their Artha can be a different level, and their Kama can be a completely different level. Because we don't know which generation, where, what are the genes that we have given them, what is the samskaras that we've given them. Now, just as a parent has to learn to let go and recognize that his child has his own pulls and pressures, will make mistakes, learn from that, will make mistakes, still I have to deal with them as my child. Why is it that the children are not able to think the reverse with the parents? Why do the parents have to be perfect in every sense of the word? Now, this is the perspective of the children I am talking about. In the perspective of the parents, they should be perfect. They should be spotless. Then it is easier for the children to be able to look at them, emulate them. Yes, otherwise, just like Rama is talking here. What is the first verse that we saw? If Rama had not been the person that we see following, practicing Dharma in this way, how will we ever hear these words from him and accept it? How can Rama talk like that? He can talk like this. See, people can complain about Rama about Sita, this, that. There are many issues, 2-3 things that people can complain about Rama. But what you're going to see beyond this, these are the actual things. When people understand this, they will never forget that Rama. These small specks that look like specks, if we actually understand them, we will be able to understand that that speck is actually a glory in itself. But those who are only able to see it as a speck, even for those people who don't have that kind of maturity, the other great aspects of Rama, which is simply unmatched and unparalleled, simply sweep away the hearts of the devotee. Everything else obliterates in the beauty of Rama and his character. So that's a very, very important point. So I come back to the point that when it comes to elders, when we see mistakes in them, we need to understand that there is nobody from Brahma, there is nobody who is perfect, who is within this material world. It is only the Lord who is perfect. And great devotees like Prahlad, you will see some of the other Upapuranas. Then Sudama, the close friend of the Lord from the Upapuranas, what he did after that. We have seen so many stories of different people. Though they have been associates of the Lord, suddenly when the influence of Maya comes, there are everybody that errs and makes mistakes in so many ways. So let us not therefore write off or completely abandon some people or speak ill of them for that sake. No, we are all a bundle of various aspects within us, and sometimes some people may make mistakes. That doesn't give us the right to write them off. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Lakshmana is being spoken to. Listen to this beautiful point that Rama is making to Lakshmana. When Lakshmana is being spoken to, Lakshmana is now hissing like still. Rama is seeing there's so much vehemence in Lakshmana. He's breathing heavy. He's able to see Lakshmana there seething. Okay, my brother is saying, and he is also told, I know you have so much affection for me, but you're not understanding my mind and you're causing me pain and my mother pain. He's also made this indication. So Lakshmana is just silent at this point in time, but he's not happy. So he's saying, Nigrihya Rosham Shokam Cha. Hey Lakshmana, control your Rosha, your anger and your Shoka. You're feeling bad for me? No, control it. Dhairyamashritya kevalam. Please take resort of dhairya. Hold. Be courageous in this point in time. Don't be affected by these qualities. Avabanam nivasye mam grihitva harshamuttamam. Restrain your anger and sorrow. Dismiss this humiliation. You are thinking this is an apamana for me. My name is going to be spoiled. In fact, this is going to give Rama ultimate glory. Even in the previous verse, if you see, which is coming up later, he says, you may see that my going to forest is not giving me artha and kama. But you will see ultimately, because I practiced this dharma, I will get everything else being born out of it. There will be times of difficulty where we may not be able to allocate time for artha and kama. But we cannot take time away from dharma. If we stick to dharma and continue doing, we will get an opportunity for those if we so desire. That's not the core purpose. But if we so desire, then Krishna will fulfill that also. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. It's only Krishna who is going to fulfill. So he's saying, please take control. Dukkeshvanudvignamanaha sukeshu vigatasprihaha vitaraga bhayakroda manmaya mamupashritaha stitadir muniruchyate. So, one who is in stita, in equipoise, that person who is able to tolerate these is called stitadi muni, who is in a position to tolerate this. So, then he says, look at this beautiful request he is making. I have never heard this from anybody, and this is coming straight out of Ramayana. Saumitre yo abhishekarte mama sambara sambramam. Hey Lakshmana, I want to see you do one thing. With how much enthusiasm you made arrangements for my abhisheka. Abhisheka nivrittarte sestu sambara sambramam. Now, I want you to reverse all the arrangements with the same enthusiasm with which you made it. What a difficult task Lakshmana is being given. How much desire. I've never heard this, that Rama actually undid all the arrangements. He said, whatever arrangements have been done, see to it that you announce, you let people know, and everything should be. Why are you having to do this? What would I do? If somebody spoils my coronation or anything that's happening to me, I will see to it that the other guy somehow will not get coronated, or at least all my friends will not support him, or I will do something to see that there is something that is missing in that event. It will not be grand, it will not be glorious, it can't be as good. Without me, how can there be anything that's good in this world? That is our attitude. But see what Rama has got to tell Lakshmana here. Yasya mad abhishekarte manasam paritapyate. He says, please Lakshmana, understand, there are some people who are very grieved. It has hurt them deep in their heart that I am going to be coronated. Mata me sa yata nasya. And it is my mother, Kaikeyi, who is being hurt. From the time she heard that my Abhisheka is going to happen, she is hurt. Therefore, for her sake, Savishanka tata kuru. She should have no doubt. She should not think, oh, he told me, maybe he will do something else. No. When we walk off this place, before I walk off this place, right now, I want you to go and see to it that things are put away, so that in her heart, she is not going to entertain this doubt for one more minute. This is the greatness of Rama. And when you hear these aspects of Rama, everything else will fall into oblivion in front of this. Tasya shankamayam dukkam muhurtam apinotsahe. With this shanka, with this doubt in her mind, the dukkha that she is holding, yes, muhurtam apinotsahe. For a muhurta, I don't want to hold her in this situation. I don't want to see her in this situation. Then he is saying, na buddhi purvam, na buddham sama smarami iha kadachana na buddhi purvam, with intent or without intent, have I ever remembered that I have led to something like this ever. I never intended that I will cause pain to my mother and father in this manner. Matrinam va piturvaham kritam alpam cha vipriyam. Never once I did not, even as a trina, that I wanted to cause apriya to my father and my mother. I didn't want this. So I want this to stop right now. I want the heavy-heartedness of these two people. My father should not think or have any doubt that will I do this or not. No. Therefore, visibly, so that Kaikeyi will be able to see visibly that we don't intend to stay here, we are moving away. And that's why if you see Rama is pushing Kaikeyi, even without her really accepting, with all his heart he is doing pradakshina. He is pushing her again and again. Let me go. This we have dealt over this over 3 sessions or 4 sessions. But Rama finished it in a very short time. Went out there, spoke to the mother, told her, I have promised to Kaikeyi that I am leaving immediately. So we are drawing it long so that we understand the juice in it. But Rama is trying to wrap it up as quickly as possible. And he says, just as I am speaking to Sita, the next space I am going to, your job is to go and see that all the arrangements are undone. And Kaikeyi and Dasharatha, Lakshmana was saying the other way around. He said, nobody knows, don't worry, I will finish them, you become Raja. Rama is saying the exact opposite. He is saying, please, go see to it that all arrangements are publicly closed down. And let there be peace in the heart of Kaikeyi. That's very important to me. Nirbhayostu pita mama. He says, all this I am doing so that I will be able to see that my father has no fear. In my father's heart, there should be no fear. There should be no agony in my father's heart. It's very, very important. And he says, his agony will torment me. If he is in agony, I will not be able to absorb anything. I can't do anything in my life in that situation. Then, Mama Prabrajanat Adya Kritakritya Nripatmaja. Mama Prabrajanat. After I go, Adya, immediately, now, when I leave, Kritakritya, very happily, Nripa Atmaja, daughter of the king, Kaikeyi, Kekaya Raja's daughter, she will very happily do what she has to do. So let that be. Mai chirajinadaro jata mandala darinam. I will immediately wear on the deer skin, the tattered clothes, mat my hair and leave for the forest. Gato aranyam chakaikeya bhavishyati manas sukham. When I do that, Kaikeyi will be in sukha, and that's all that I want. Please fulfill this for me. Hare Krishna.